Hello, SpongicX here, and I want to share my thoughts on the Cuphead Show Season 3, which unfortunately could be the last we see of the show because the staff confirmed no further episodes are being produced at the moment. It doesn't mean the show is done forever, but for right now, it seems very unlikely that the show will continue. And that's quite a shame, for the finale had an ending that would be perfect for the premise of a new story arc. Season 3 overall wasn't bad, but it did feel a bit empty compared to some of the previous seasons. The season only has like 11 new episodes, mostly ranging from 22 minutes, but a huge chunk of them are multi-parters, and since the majority of these episodes are just continuing off past stories, it means there's less room to tell new stories, and some of the new ones feel reliant on referring to previous episodes. Even then, I'm still both surprised and kind of sad to see no one is talking about this show, or possible series finale for that matter, but so, the only episodes that really stand out to me are the season opener, the Devil's Christmas special, and the three-part finale. The first episode is a predictable yet fun continuation of the season 2 finale cliffhanger, where Bugman is captured by the devil and won't return him unless Cuphead returns his pitchfork back. So, it's mostly an episode of Cuphead trying to find a way to hell and break his brother out. A simple but fun episode. I especially love the chase sequence towards the end, but there are two Christmas specials this season. A really short one about Cuphead and Mugman trying to find a Christmas tree. Not very special, but there is a longer Christmas special where the devil wants a toy choo-choo train for Christmas, but learns about the naughty list. And so basically an episode of a villain trying to do good to get what he wants, but failing miserably. And the episode gets even weirder when Santa curses the devil to get a painfully gruesome transformation that turns him into Santa Claus. And the devil is forced to deliver the presents from Santa to everyone, including his enemies, Cuphead and Mugman. A bizarre but silly episode overall. We also get another episode about King Dice, showing Cuphead trying to help him back on his feet after the devil fired him, while King Dice plots to get back at Cuphead and impress the devil. So technically, King Dice did get a little more screen time this season. Like, he was barely in season 1 and 2, and he's still barely in this one, but at least he did appear in the series finale. Barely, though. The three-part finale surprisingly gave answers to questions I did not expect to actually get answered in the show. I thought they were just going to gloss over it or not even care, So, the final three episodes heavily focus on Miss Chalice, and are probably the highlights of this season. In a previous episode, the devil notices Chalice hanging out with Cuphead and Mugman, and seems to have history with Chalice, as the devil forms a new scheme. So, the first episode of this three-part finale has Chalice using her ghostly powers to possess other people in order to make her friends, the Cup brothers, laugh. So, her fun ends when she gets an ominous message from the devil, forcing her to take an elevator to hell to speak with him. End of episode. The next episode is a flashback episode that shows the backstory of Miss Chalice, how she once was a poor girl in a cruel orphanage, and how she escaped and became the con artist we saw her as since her first appearance in this show. So Chalice always had a passion for dancing, which was always frowned upon in the orphanage, but now that she's free from it, people are noticing her and basically just handing her free stuff for her little routine. And so during a musical number where she's just like seeing how everything's like finally turning around for her, it ends abruptly with a dark and funny twist as she gets hit by a truck mid-song. And so she wakes up only to discover she is now a ghost. And I was honestly not expecting the show to actually bother explaining why she was a ghost to begin with. I thought they were just going to say, oh, she's a ghost, accept it. I mean, the game basically did that for us. And so, yeah, I was surprised. I was intrigued and wondering if they were going to give her a backstory, but I honestly didn't see it happening. I didn't think the show would care. But the fact they actually did do it and they saved it for like the three last episodes was pretty interesting. So, as dark-humored as it was, I'm glad they did it. And so Chalice then confronts the devil who wants her soul. Chalice begs the devil to let her live again. The devil agrees to make her a deal as long as she returns him a favor someday. So Chalice agrees, and so she ends up getting the power to swap between being a ghost and going back to her living form. But now she has the ability to... So she can go back to living life as she did before she died, but now she has the power to disappear, fly, and mess with people due to her ghost half. And so the episode ends with Chalice being brought to the devil back in present day, and suddenly the devil wants his favor from her returned, and so he requests her to basically betray Cuphead and Mugman. End of episode. The season finale shows Chalice refusing to betray her friends, but the devil brutally reminds her of the state she would be in without his help. So he takes away her powers of living, and all of a sudden she starts gruesomely decaying. So he brings her back to life in order to finish the job. So as Chalice tries tricking Cuphead and Mugman to sign a contract that will release their souls to the devil, Chalice stops them just in time and confesses everything. The devil, of course, is very pissed off by this and tries claiming Chalice's soul, but she manages to trick the devil into a challenge to see who is a better dancer. So basically, if she wins, she gets let go free, and if she loses, he gets her soul, yada yada. And so the devil forces a bunch of the show's cast to be a captive audience as he and Chalice compete. Chalice nearly wins until she trips over a bag of marbles Cuphead gave her earlier. So Cuphead feels guilty for blowing up her chances and offers the devil one last challenge. And so if he wins, Chalice is spared, but if he loses, the devil can have Chalice's soul along with his and Mugman's. Yeah, way to drag Mugman into this, Cuphead. So Cuphead foolishly challenges the devil to rock, paper, scissors, which of course Mugman and Chalice basically, insult him over. It's like he basically chose a game of chance, a 50-50 game of luck. Luckily, Cuphead does win, though. Unfortunately, Cuphead is a terrible gambler who doesn't know when to give up. So the devil keeps requesting rematches, raising the stakes, and Cuphead keeps accepting, only to keep winning every time, no matter what. So eventually the devil gives up. So 1 month later, it shows the three friends on a stroll, mentioning how they haven't heard from the devil in a while and are vowing to never deal with him again. But upon saying that, Cuphead spots in the distance the devil's casino in the distance and rushes off to gamble as his friends chase after him, trying to stop him. So for those who have played the Cuphead game, they might have been surprised by this ending, as it basically confirms that this whole show was a prequel to the video game, since the game's plot opens up with Cuphead gambling away at the devil's casino until he loses. Cuphead and Mugman are then spared from losing their souls, but only if they go off and claim the contracts of the others who owe the devil a debt. So it really makes me wish for a continuation. It would be neat to see the series continue and make more episodes based on the boss fights from the video game, seeing how they could adapt it into a TV show format. Because the TV show, while it definitely had resemblances to the video game, it was mostly doing its own thing. And so to see a series continuation that actually does take more inspiration from the actual games, like maybe it could include the actual abilities, there was an episode in the season where it did point out, like, Cuphead mentioned something about him and Mugman having, like, abilities to shoot things out of their fingers, and Mugman says, we don't have the ability to do that, and so obviously that was a reference to how different the games are compared to the show, and so it'd be kind of funny to see them then bring that back if the show did continue and they actually give them that ability, and so have it more than just a slapstick show, actually have some action-packed comical combat as well. That'd be kind of a fun way to spruce up the show, but it's too bad the show is unlikely to get picked up, but it was still a fun way to wrap up the show for fans of the game that started it all. Overall, the Cuphead Show may not be anything special, nor is it the best animated adaptation of a video game, but it was still a fun show with a retro-inspired art style, nice old-school styled slapstick, and great animation and a fun voice cast. I'd still recommend seeing it. Well, that's all I have to show for now. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and have a great day.